Alright, here I have a Maytag Bravos XL, and what's the problem with this is the transmission is shot. And I just happen to have a new transmission. Well, not new, but I used one that I've been saving. And I'm going to change the transmission in this one. Lady gave it to me. She decided she's going to buy her another one, because the cost of changing this thing and the cost of a new transmission that she didn't want used would be prohibitively expensive in her book. So I've already taken the agitator out, but what you would do is you take a little screwdriver and you pop this cap right here off, and then you have this the 7/16 inch bolt, what you take off here, and that's a 5/16 bolt with 5/16 by 24 bolt, and this wash plate should come out of there. I hope I don't have to use my extractor. Came right out. A little nasty, but alright. So we're going to set all this stuff aside. Yeah, put that right there. And we need to take our spinner wrench and actually we need to take, let's take this top off first, because we have to take the tub out. And to take the top off, you've got 3 screws. Well, we're going to take everything loose from the control board, so we need to take all these screws off right here. We need to take what's called the wiring harness that goes down to the motor and shift actuator and all that neat stuff, and the pressure hose needs to stay with the cabinet, and this needs to go so what I need to do is get this console off, and I don't know if they've done it on these Bravos. No, they haven't. They started doing something here. They've got a little point that sticks right here, and there's like a half round protrusion with a slot in it that when you push it forward it catches on there and you can't pick this thing up, and it's a pain. I have a video, maybe last week's video, I can't remember which one it was. I showed how to defeat that. It's not that hard. All we're going to do is take that console off, and it's easier to do it from underneath and try to take a putty knife and slide down there, and I'll show you why. Because there's a screw right there. If you try to slide a putty knife in there, usually that screw will catch it before you can pry these loose. Anyway, we'll set this aside. Now, everything that goes to the cabinet needs to come off. This can stay. That can stay. That can stay. And what I do with my wrench, I left it over there. It's getting later in the year, and I notice in the afternoon the sun comes further and further inside my shop. It's late February 2000 and no, it's late October. I'm sorry, February. Where did I get that? Late October. Tuesday is 10 days away from Election Day before we have us a new president. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm on the conservative side. I don't think they're quite as radical. I want the government to be what we originally formed it to be. Not a bunch of ultra elites running the dang place. There we go. Let's set this right here. Now we have this off, and we can take our splash guard off. It's one of those ultra deep splash guards. Some of them have a hose here, but this one does. This hose. No. I don't know. Usually there's a hose like this over this corner, but not on this one. Alright. Yeah, we'll need to do a little cleaning on this. A Bravos XL. So if you have transmission problem, you can sometimes find good used transmissions on eBay. Make sure you get a good return policy if they happen to send you a bummed out transmission. But I happen to have one. I think it's good. It'd be a shame to do this job and find out that it's messed up too. But I think it's a good one. And now I need to spin a wrench and a hammer. Now there is a spinner nut right there, and I need to loosen it. And this spinner nut, I'm sure, let me make sure. Yeah, tighten that way, loosen that way. Some of those nuts at the bottom of these things are different. Loud noise. Look at there. What is that? 21 cents? Just about worn out. Oh, we'll probably have to jack it out here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to jack this out of here. Hey-yi! Or we could. What we could do is take the we're going to take this transmission out anyway, so we can leave that tub in there, take the transmission bolts loose out, and then we can drive it, the whole transmission out. Let's do it that way instead of rigging up a jack. And I don't like to jack on these particular machines too much. on account of the way that transmission's made. But this transmission shot and it wouldn't hurt it. So let's see what we got here. We're going to have to keep a few things. Come on. All right. Basically, you got 4 bolts holding this on right here, right here, right here, right here. We're going to take everything that we need off of it first. And that is a star. Well, it's going to be just as loose as it can be. I can take that off by hand. Now you can tell this thing has been failing. You can see the rust on it right in here. You know that it's been dripping water, and you can see where it's been slinging a little bit here. So out. Alright, take our rotor off. Now we need to take our stator off. Yeah. Maybe all connects. Wrong one. That's the wrong one too. So it's not 3/4. I mean a quarter. No. So what we have here, I think is metric. All right. What we have? Number 7 metric. Get out of here. Alright. This is called the stator because it stays in place. Stator. And this is called the rotor because it rotates. That's how I remember it. And it looks like a lot of copper wire, doesn't it? But that's not copper. That's aluminum wire with the insulation on it is a copper colored varnish. Alright. So we need to unplug right here and right here. And I don't know if that is just let it hang right there. I don't know if that's on that. I left it on there or not. I may not have. So let's go ahead and take that off. It's probably a 10. It is. So some of this stuff is SAE and some of it's metric. There we go. Now let's set this right there and retrieve our bolt. Put that right there. Alright. Now we need to get this ground wire off. I think I left that plastic guard on that other one. Pretty sure I did. Yeah. Now using our 10, I think I'll take these 4 off. But anyway, so let's get these wires out of the way. Make sure they're clear. And make sure we don't have any more bolts, which we don't. Like our stator, our rotor, which has lots of magnets on it. And you can see where those had rubbed, started to rub. Now we can turn our machine back up and just drive that transmission out through that. And since it's messed up anyway, we're not going to worry about damaging anything. Can't be anything else holding it. And they have to jack it out. Now come on now. There, it popped. Dropped right out. Okay, so that transmission dropped through there. Lift this heavy tub out of here. Man, that thing is heavy. We turn it up, we'll have some change fall out of it. And look at all that change. One thing you can do is get all that stuff to fall out of there. This drain hose. We need to loosen some of it up. It's really jammed in that one. dimes and pennies and stuff and get caught up in there. Anyway, I like to make sure these splines are clean before I put them back in there. I will run a brush down it. So now we can turn it back up and our transmission should just be laying on the floor. Yep, just like that. We can take this one and let's drop this in the junk to go to the junkyard. Alright, now we have our new, not new, but used transmission. I think it's good. I can't remember what happened to that other one. This and this and this and this and maybe this and maybe this. Now this seal is good, and I'm not changing it. Hit me in the comments about it, but it's good. Just abuse me, I don't care. I'm not changing it on account of I don't have one and I don't have time to order one. And it's not, if it don't leak, don't mess with it. I'll put some grease on there to help things along. And boy, it fits right in there. Let me put a screw, the right side screw in. These are number 10s. That looks alright. Why? The problem with this transmission is it wouldn't agitate. I thought that the wash plate was stripped out. It turns out it wasn't. Yeah, I'm glad I kept that piece right there, on account of it wasn't on this other one. Let me get it off of it. I'll leave it on that. I don't think I did. I did not. What'd I do with it? There it is. Alright. So that comes off of there. Our mode shifter. Now, we got that in place. Let's just start all of these. And we are replacing the stator. There we go. Now I'm going to put this one on. Oop. And it's got a little hole right there that it fits in. Clean up as we go. I bet this needs some cleaning. Spray some air on it. That's our rotor, and we'll wipe it because these are magnets, and any ferrous dust or material stick to those magnets. But she looks good. All right, we can go ahead and plug these in. Now, tell you what, let's put our ground screw on first. And it is a special looking screw, looks like that. Got a point on it. And it goes right up in there. And sometimes when I'm doing this, I know if I'm looking upward, y'all can't see what I'm seeing, so I try my best to get this camera where y'all can see what I'm doing. But sometimes it gets away from me, and I apologize. Whoa, what thing was? Jump on there for sure. Come on now. Get those lines on there right. Let me see. You got to get that right. So if you take it off, there's an insert that goes in that rascal. Where are my? Here we go. This happens to be a bigger wrench. There we go. Yeah, so one thing you need to watch for is that little insert. I did not know that. I pulled those off before that thing came with it. We can put all this stuff away now. Alright, so we've got that changed. So let's go to the other side and put the basket all back in. Well, I dropped that. And let's do a little cleaning on this thing. Fell right into place. Alright, let's get this back in there. And it just screws right on top of that. You give it a few taps with a 2-pound hammer. That ought to do it. Now let's put our impeller back in. Well, we need to clean it too. Alright, now we got our camera charged and we got our impeller cleaned. We also cleaned the splash guard. And this won't go on there. Hope that's not a bigger. It's not. There it goes. It's just tight. Alright. And we need a 7/16 inch socket. So we'll tighten this rascal up. Put this cap back on, and let's see, this goes front corner, just like that. Get everything lined up. There it goes. There we go. Now let's put our top back on. It's getting late in the day. I'm not going to be able to test it today, but I will be able to get all this back on. Rid of this. There we go. Now let's hook up our control board again. Don't forget to plug in your pressure hose. This goes under like that, under like that, under like that. That goes under also. That plugs in right there. Alright. And we need our ground screw, which is right there. Don't forget the ground screw. Alright, This one's open. That goes to the console top, which is this. And now click that back into place. Put our back cover on. Edit that out. Alright, let's pull this top down first, or back. It's in place. That secures it. And what did I do with the plate? There it is. Oh, you about ready to go home, Wally? It's almost time, huh? It's too late today to test this one. So what we're going to do is just put it back together, and we'll test it first thing in the morning. Hopefully we got us another washer, and I will get back with y'all in the morning.
The next day.
So when we closed up the shop yesterday, we were fixing this machine. We had completed it, but we didn't have time to test it. So today I've hooked it to water and drain and electricity, and we're going to test it. And we're going to put it on normal. Use the warm setting so both valves will open. Maximum spin speed. Extra heavy soil level. Our audio level's cool. And let's start the an hour and 20 minutes. I don't like that. That's power wash. 122, 20. Well, hour and 20 minutes it is. Hold to start. Sensing. We'll come back in an hour and 20 minutes, which will be, I don't know, about 9:35. Alright, I can see. I don't know if you can see, but I can see. There's water off of here. That didn't help much. See, our machine is spinning out. I didn't have any problems with the wash cycle. It looks like we probably have fixed this thing. So let's call this one fixed. We got us a good Maytag Bravos XL. We put a different transmission in it, and it works perfect. Anyway, give me a thumbs up. See you on the next one. Chip is out.